this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you very much for listening. The chairman, honorable members.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we've had a series of meetings with Sierratel and we've made a series of recommendations to Sierratel. And of course, we've noted your challenges, and most of your challenges that we have presented to Parliament during our meetings, these challenges we are expected to overcome some of them, if not all. So that's one of the reason we are here this morning, to follow up on some of these challenges and most of the successes you have made within the period since the time we met. So, Mr. MD, we are here this morning as a team to follow up on all of this. But also, let me just bring your mind to the fact that it is deliberate that you subscribe to the oath, because we want frank discussions here, and we want our discussion to be friendly and very, very fruitful. So you are not expected to say things to this member, to this body of you, that is not required of you. So we want sincere discussions, and we need sincere answers to whatever questions honorable members can ask. So that's one reason why we allow you to subscribe to the oath. So you will be at liberty to say the truth. And of course, within the process, members will ask questions, and we are also required to answer those questions. So, Mr. MD,
that's the word of caution I want to register here this morning before the MD take the stage. Out of experience, we knew the approaches we have faced whenever we have meeting with Sierratel. And we as members of Parliament, we are expecting a teamwork, a cohesive teamwork that will yield good results, not only for the institution, but for the country as a whole. So we would like to see that kind of approach today, and not an approach with different views. Everybody bringing his or her own position. We don't want to see it today here. I thank you.
Thank you very much for
responsibility as Oversight Committee to visit Sierratel and each of the affairs of Sierratel. I want to thank you very much. Like you said, the team here is not a straight team to you any longer. But what I want to say, first of all, I want to apologize for the very environment in which we have found ourselves this morning. These ACs have been repaired a couple of times. They were up and running yesterday very effectively. Today they are in this condition. We want to apologize that we have not given you the kind of reception in terms of the facilities that make you very comfortable whilst we are here. So we are really sorry for that. We hope the next time you are here, you will not find this kind of situation. First of all, let me allay the fears of the honorable team that has arrived here, that since my tenure as leadership, I have experienced total cooperation from the entire senior management. The teamwork is very good and excellent. In fact, given the epileptic nature of our network, if that kind of cooperation is not existing, this company will have been down completely. Because most of the time we are out and about, not even like those who are executive. We go about to do the things that we want to achieve on our own. We are just rushing from the ministry to come here because we value this meeting very importantly, that we should be here. You know, and the minister called us and we said, please, Mr. Honorable Minister, Mr. Minister, we are sorry we can come back, but let us not keep these people waiting. So we are here. What has happened over Sierratel over the years, I do not wish to actually bring those messages back to your mind. The problems are still the same. In fact, what has been happening in the past were the symptoms. The rare disease is now affecting Sierratel. At the moment, Sierratel is just operating like an ISP. we don't have voice any longer. The CDMA has finally gone. I prefer to update you with what we are planning, what our blueprint is towards transformation, rather than to bother you with the age-old issues that we are all familiar with. The epileptic nature of the network, the very old power system we have. Thank God the grid is getting better. But let me come to say that recently we presented the budget to the Ministry of Finance, and Investment and Risk Department actually applauded our work to say that what we have done as a transformative approach to how we can go GSM, how we can change this business, how we can make it stronger to provide services for this country. And that document is there. Probably on another day we might even want to share that information with this committee at your own convenience, because we are very tightly scheduled people. We might want you to do. What we are looking at is not just any kind of investment for Sierratel. We prefer the right type of investment, because a lot of people do not know that Sierratel is a sleeping giant, that the resources in Sierratel, the potentials in Sierratel are huge, but the lack of investment into Sierratel makes Sierratel look like a company that can never achieve, that can never be able to transform. What we have done, we have presented a budget, which is a transformation plan in terms of the short term, the mid-term, and the long term. The figures are with the ministry. What we are saying, no matter which privatization pattern that will be taken, whether it is going to be 100% sell-out, partnership, this business needs to be put on a platform that is stronger for government to negotiate from a position of strength. As it is, government will only negotiate with any would-be investor as an owner job, while Sierratel is not operating in material. He said, how? I gave him the historical background that needs to be BBNTV, Post and Telecommunication, completely diverted into Samples and Sierratel. Thank God we have with us here a veteran in this time on it. Everybody will enjoy what is available for all of us. There are opportunities for Sierratel to become the manager of data center for Sierra Leone. There are opportunities for Sierratel to become the fintech for the entire country, where Sierratel will be the platform government will use to pay all salaries across to all transfers. And these are security issues we cannot easily hand over to foreign investors. There are high risk involved. In Ghana today, the entire security of the country is on their landline. Wherever you go, a camera will pick you, because they have scattered fiber everywhere. And we have started the first phase, the terrestrial fiber is out there. The meeting we are coming from, we are just appealing to the minister. Please give us access to those ADM sites. Let's get connected there, rather than run on generators at certain locations, which will give us opportunities for villages to plan for that. But what we don't have is the capital injection. And with telecommunication, the rate of injection of finance is huge. You put 20 million today, by the time you say tomorrow, you are looking for 30 million. And that is what we don't have, and that is what our competitors have. So I don't want to belabor this point to tell you what most of you already know. Like Dr. IB is not a stranger to Sierratel. He has once been the Minister of Information and Communication. And he has been visiting Sierratel, even in private capacity as an expert journalist. He knows what the issues are at Sierratel. So I don't really want to belabor you. A lot of you already know. Like you have rightly said, you have been giving us the support, you know, like again we thank you when there was an issue between us and NAPOVA. Your interventions really helped us and NAPOVA addressed our situation. Again, as an opportunity, I want to thank you for that. There was an issue between us and Zulabs again. The chairman there again intervened, and the solution was given to us easily. We are appreciative of all your efforts and take this opportunity again to thank you for all what you are doing. But what we are saying, we want the right investment for Sierratel. We don't want government to take a risk. It has happened in some countries where the government spent twice the amount to reacquire its assets. Even in Ghana with the Malaysians, it happened. For the Peters, the Malaysians took over Ghana Telecoms. Later, Ghana took it from them because they knew, what they were losing. And telecoms, the future of telecoms is not even known by us who are in the industry. Today, in Kenya, a farmer will just swap the crop, and the result for that investment or whatever solution will come to his home, and his problem will be solved. Because telecommunication is becoming everything, e-governance, e-health, e-education, everything. So on behalf of my team, I want to appeal to you and thank you for this opportunity to hear from us that the issues that were in the form of symptoms are now actually showing themselves as diseases, like the CDMA, which is gone. The voice market of CDMA used to give us 2 billion a month minimum from just two major dealers, Zain and what's the other? Balani. We don't have that any longer. Just the two of them used to give us 2 billion every month. They are no longer, because the CDMA is no longer supported by manufacturers. The technology itself is strong, but the manufacturers have just given it up. So if you have it, with the minority of the implement that is broken down, you don't get replacement anywhere. So that is, he sent his deputy, the director of ICT. We are partnering with a local company doing business or data center that got a contract from NASIT, and they cannot deliver on that on their own without coming to Sierratel. And we are banking on that.
Let me come again. We are
partnering with a local company, providing support for each other, and we share the proceeds. TY Memory Masters.
Yes. Memory Masters.
Yes. What we are doing basically. Yes. What we are doing basically. They won the contract on NASIT data. But no company can deliver on a data center in this country without coming to Sierratel. Whether it was AFCOM that won it, or Orange, or whoever, like you said, on the metro fiber. So the strategy we use is that we are riding on their own facility to deliver fiber facility, whether it is fiber to the home or fiber to the office, which we have started to do as I'm talking to you. We did not have the resources, but we relied on what somebody will say, can't carry me, sorry to say. Then we could embark on that and then deliver. We have been looking for the opportunity, but we did not have one drop of cable in country. And when we consider trying to order, given the COVID conditions, and what were we and other suppliers told us, it would have taken us like 3 or 4 months to embark on that. But when the partner has it and is expecting us to deliver the service, because mind you, they all come to us for service.
Let me tell you. Fiber and metro. For me, it does not make sense. Sorry to say so, because it's yours. I can tell you for free.
Yeah.
Yesterday we were at NATCOM. I told the DG that we need to have a decorous market. Everybody is just fighting the market, going here and there, and they are not taking controls. The fact of the matter is, if Sierratel is crippling to stand, and you have the fiber, which has to be controlled, just give it to Sierratel. And then these other guys will come and buy from Sierratel. And now you are not going to other people to buy? To pay out people? No.
We are not actually buying.
Let me come. What we've done, we've asked them to put hold on all of those licenses. You should go and acquire a license from them. You understand? And let them make it priority.
We have license for that. What I'm saying,
you have license for that.
We are providing backward service.
Hold on for.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Want the contract from them, correct?
We all competed for the contract.
Yes, but it's a smaller company compared to what you have.
Yes,
by way of resources.
Yes, sir.
Now, you are a government-owned institution.
Yes.
That is government-owned. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, it's now left with your aggressive marketing policy to make sure you get that over them, and then if they can, they have anything to offer, they can collaborate with NAT, with
It is a competitive market. When the bid is floated, we apply. And a committee was set. We cannot now twist that committee to say, give that contract to
No, you should.
Because that's why
you should.
let me just say what we are paying for. That is independent. What they can do, and what they told us at that time was our design was one of the best. But at the end of the day, we did not win the contract. We cannot hand twist them to bring it to us. And they all know that any of our competitors will not deliver on that contract without coming to us to provide a backbone support. This is a competitive market. We don't have power over NACIT. We don't have power over the board that was set to look into it. And mind you, government officers who are represented on that board to look into the expert ICT people who are set on that board to look into who can win this contract. But what I was basically saying in the area of trying to deliver on fiber to the home, I was basically trying to say we will now deliver fiber to the home using another person's resources with very little or no cost on our own side to achieve what we want to achieve without spending the money from our own pocket. That is basically what I was saying. It's like you want to go to London, you see somebody with a vehicle, and then you join the vehicle and take the person there, and then the person will not know you are making money.
That was my contention. We are just like SO to Pura meeting. We are now moving with this Pura from Lombi, from these points to Lombi. And the driver determines where he stops.
No.
You are not hanging on someone.
No, they are hanging on us. That's the contrary. They are hanging on us. Because they don't even know how we are benefiting from their resources. Okay. And this is not something limited to Tiwa Memory Market. There is a veteran there. QCell along certain areas will not cooperate with us Sierratel, and there's a financial relationship for that, for which we get financial reward for that. As I'm sitting here, they are appealing for us to carry them somewhere. This is how telecommunication operates. No one vehicle can go everywhere independently. You know, except we are capable of going to almost 80% of places independently if we have the resources. But what we did actually was taking advantage of the relationship to deliver on what we want.
There are questions related to salaries and all of that.
No, yeah, because I'm coming to the others. Yeah. Now the second question was the business plan. We have designed what we call business transformation plan as far back as 2018, and we keep improving on it, reviewing on it frequently. Part of that plan was what we presented to the ministry recently in our budget plan, and that was why initially I said we might find an opportunity to actually display in a PowerPoint presentation to this committee to see that we are not just sitting harmful, hand-style, and we are not making any effort to transform this business. We are doing everything possible. And what I said, if you can remember, I did not say we are against privatization. To repeat myself, I said the right investment. I want to stress that. Yeah. The right investment. Yeah. There are a lot of briefcase investors moving around. Every day, every week, we get at least 3 online meetings with potential investors. Yesterday, we were here up to 3 hours with a group from Dubai. The chairman was at that meeting. We are getting there, but you have to be very smart. You have to think, like you said, out of the box. Otherwise, you get the wrong person and your business is destroyed. So, we are custodians of this business. It is a national asset. We will not run into making arrangements with just any group. At the end of the day, you the lawmakers will call us. Why did you go along with this kind of person? So we have several of them. We are meeting with them on a daily basis. We are meeting with them. Remember, probably you saw in the news, Africa News magazine, that we have signed an MOU with a company called NURA, which is a manufacturer of satellite. We are expecting them so that we come and sit. When we sit and we discover that what they have is useful and beneficial to Sierratel, then we can take it to the authorities to say, because we cannot give final approval at the end of the day. What we are stressing is the right investment. We have seen it happen in places where the investment was not the correct one and it went bad. What we are hearing from some quarters, that a single company has been evaluated against who we don't know. A single company evaluated, and we understand that company was to come and take over Sierratel. And we understand it has got, it is named as a telecommunication company in Sierra Leone, and that name is new to us. It has never existed in this country. What we said to NCP, we gave some parameters. One, we said, let that be a company that has been operational telecom for at least a period of 10 years. And 5 years of it must be profitable, with records to prove. Those are the suggestions we are making. That's why we are stressing on the right investments.
Of course.
So our strategy is there. One day we will present it for you, and we are reviewing it every day as we see the trend changes. We have approached Sierratel Commercial Bank until we can go to the second phase and expand the bandwidth, expand the pipe. They can never experience something good. We don't want it that way, but for now we have to cope with that. For example, it's like a traffic. If the traffic gets congested, you get slowed down. People in Godrich, if you go to Godrich and the speed you experience at this time of the day, you wonder if it is a MiFi. You feel it is a wholesale bandwidth. After 4 o'clock, all the experts go back home. The professionals go back home. They are using their MiFi. The traffic will be naturally congested because that was our phase 1. Now we want to go phase 2. We don't have the money, and that is all what we have designed in our transformation plan. So the data for now, there are areas, in fact, it is so bad. Right. Let me go to the area of salary. This thing has been piped several. There is nobody getting, apart from the MD, 50 million here. And what people don't want people to understand is, this salary was fixed by government as a composite salary, because each one of us are not entitled to leave allowance, medical, transport, or any other thing. So that you don't even claim any benefit thereafter. The day they say get off, you go without asking anything. That was what it was designed that way. So it's a composite salary. Everything you are entitled to, whether you have, and if you compare this salary for a chief commercial officer to that of Orange, you will see the difference that what we are getting here is really not matching up. And to say this, all the team here are people who have worked in all of these organizations before they came here. And they have the competencies, as far as I know. But when you are challenged, no matter what you do,
MD, the reason why.
Let me come.
Let me tell you something. I just want to bring a story to you. When I was in the bank, the MD will always give us a target and say this particular amount we are below target. And as a result of that reason, all bonuses that we are supposed to pay to managers or even level managers are going to be paid because of performance. Because of performance. So the question raised by Honorable, as a result of performance, and business is not making profits. If the business is not making profits.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you please tell us your name and your designation here?
My name is Prince Bill, Managing Director, Sierratel.
Okay, just a moment ago you had a meeting with the Committee on Information and Communications in Parliament and relations and your activities here. In brief, can you tell us what the meeting was about?
But basically what we told the committee was that Sierratel is facing huge challenges they are already aware of, so we did not dwell on the challenges. What we did basically is to show them the transformation plan that we have put together, what we want to achieve as an organization to change the business. What we said basically is that we are not averse to privatization. But what we are considering is that let it be the right investment so that government will not be at disadvantage. So even in the negotiation process, let government negotiate from a position of strength. So what we have done is a business transformation. Presently, our CDMA is gone. So we want to go GSM. So that is one stage, one platform we want to stand, and then go into some other revenue buckets I will not mention because of competition for now.
Okay, in relations regarding your challenges, you talked about there are so many challenges you are facing when it comes to currently. One of is financial support, either from the government or from any other. So what's next? What's your next plan for you to at least to combat some of these challenges?
Well, we are looking at various strategies by which we partner. NCP is responsible for privatization, but in-house we are doing such strategic moves that will cause us to transform the business speedily, to raise revenue, and then move the business further. Because what we need is the technological change. What we need is to improve on the network. What we need is to improve on the power system. Those all call for money. And so we are looking for a relationship, whether in a privatized way or any partnership or whatever, then we can move the business. That's what we are about to do.
Finally, the chairman have assured you that he will be calling on board you know, other authorities that are concerned to have a dialogue or the discussions around some of these challenges. What would be your expectation regarding that?
What the chairman basically said was that there are areas they can aid us. Like I said, supporting Sierratel does not necessarily mean financial input. Sometimes policy administration, the correct regulation from the regulator, not those policies that will promote our business, if they are adopted, we are not saying that they should protect us in the competition. That's not what we are saying. But there are those challenges that it's only government that can clear the hurdle for us. Those are some of the areas.
What's your message to customers that are using your
Pardon, I didn't get you.
Your message to your customers that are using
our customers that never mind the challenges. Some of our customers are getting very excellent experience. We are not bad across the country. There are areas where the experience is excellent and they will not change us for anybody else. But we want to improve and we are determined that those who are not getting the good experience, they will get better. Pretty soon. We are determined.
Thank you very much, sir.